But it's the Harvey.
If she is, she knows.
Okay, sorry. So,
She's here. You just made it. Yeah. It's leg. Oh, you're attacking. Oh,
which is the other meeting.
I went. It's so fun for you.
Be in charge. No, thanks, Grace.
Tuesday, Thursday, so we're going to either not. You're gonna be here. He's here too. You're gonna be at a coffee shop. Yeah. For anything or anything else, yeah, that's great. 78.
Yeah. I think they'll just give us a
Meeting will now come to order. Would anyone like to utilize open forum? If anyone would like to utilize open forum, we'll go into approval of the minutes from last Senate before Thanksgiving break. Would anyone like to make any corrections to the minutes? I hope you guys all had a great break. Okay, the minutes will be approved, and we'll move into reports of officers, starting with President.
Hey, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving break. I know y'all find some rest these next couple of weeks as y'all study for finals, and that y'all also have a great Merry Christmas. So I just want to give y'all a couple of updates. The first is the strategic planning process has been continuing. We had another meeting today and have wrapped up on-campus listening sessions and are currently in the process of doing statewide listening sessions and not living outside the state. I'm getting feedback from our shareholders and also our alumni. And so that's been a really crucial and important process. So if y'all have any feedback on where I want Auburn to head in the next 10 years, please feel free. That'll come out in the springtime. So I'll drop that in the Senate group when it comes out. That November Board of Trustees meeting, there's a bunch of really neat things that passed. Louder will be getting some renovations to their advising facilities. The airport will be getting some renovations as well. And then the CDV laundry facility will be upgraded to have pickleball paddles, which was a huge goal for us on our exec team. They'll also be getting a master's in artificial intelligence. So it's a really neat meeting. A lot of good that came out of it. But if you have any questions or need anything, please let me know. Merry Christmas.
Next report from
So right will be this Thursday at 5 p.m. If anybody would like to volunteer, just recognize versus either way, we'll be there from like 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Also, reach out to me for Elizabeth Edwards, who's my bring. Also, stipend review forms for all organizations, all of SGA, we do December 1. So I also would like to highlight that we will only be reviewing positions that submit forms for their stipends to be reviewed. Also, a few things that we'll take into consideration when reviewing the stipends are their job descriptions. So it really won't be much about what they do or how much they contribute to the organization. It'll be more about the role and what their job is. Everything for me. Does anyone have any questions? Well, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. That's my resolution.
from Outreach.
Hi everyone, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. So first thing is we have on Wednesday an International Student Advisory Group meeting. So excited for that. It'll be the last one of the semester. And then second, Up All Night will be starting this Sunday and we'll go until Wednesday night. So that's the event that we have at midnight where we pass out Krispy Kreme donuts and orange juice and RBD, between RBD and Mel. So I did send the signups in your group me. So if you have a chance, please sign up for those and help volunteer. And then we have a city breakfast with the mayor for the semester, which will be next week. And then November Auburn Answers report coming up. If everyone will get out their phone and scan this QR code, it'll take you to the Auburn Answers website. So submit any feedback that you may have concerning Auburn on campus, whether that's a concern, issue, change, anything like that, or in your office hours that if you've heard any student feedback. I would really appreciate you to submit those, and really just want to push for the end of the semester so that next semester will be awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck on your finals and Merry Christmas.
A few things from me. I know I say this every week, but especially going into the holiday break, if y'all will send me photos, or put them in the photo circle, send them in the group me, Instagram, DM, Auburn SGA, or my own Instagram. Any photos you take over the break, at callouts, if you go to Miss Auburn callouts tonight or tomorrow night, or if you go to Up All Night next week and volunteer, please take pictures with your friends and send them to me or Caroline Kelly. And then also really random, but if you have anything you need a marketing request for before January, if you will go ahead and submit those ASAP. Just because thinking about the holiday break, we won't be able to process those during that time. So if there's anything that you're going to want materials for in January, if you can let me know like so soon. And then also just thinking long term, if there's anything that you're going to want materials for in February, March, April, if you'll get those submitted by January, just because we are going to have turnover in the spring. I won't be in my position. The CNN team won't be in their position. So we want to make sure that we have materials during that transition period as well. If there's anything on your heart that you're going to want posted or have materials for during that time. Also, just study hard, rest harder. I know that this has been a busy semester, so finish strong, and then we have a break just on the horizon. And I'm so proud of each of you and all the hard work that y'all do each and every week and truly day. So that's it for me. I hope you all have a happy break.
I forgot to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of y'all who went to Breaking Barriers. It was a huge success. And give it up for Maddie. And the feedback from that event should be out at the beginning of next semester. So for me, football season's over, so that means OSP is over, but it also means that OSP is starting again. So OSP contracts are going live this week. So if you're involved in any other organization, spread the word that those are getting sent out this week, and they will be closing January 31st. So you want to make sure you get on that if you're involved in any other organization. Also, yeah, just finish the semester strong, guys. Good luck with finals and have a great Christmas break. Also, one more thing I'd like y'all to feedback on. Our athletics team, or not athletics, our academics team has been really hard at work in partnership with Auburn Cares to get some statements put on syllabi this year regarding student support and mental health and Title IX and Safe Harbor. So I'll just do a quick read over for y'all, and if y'all have any feedback, anything that you'd like to see edited, or if it looks good to y'all. So starting at the top, it says, if you or someone you know needs support, you're encouraged to contact Auburn Cares at the number, and then that's the link. And then just gives kind of the services of Auburn Cares, help you navigate any difficult circumstances you may be facing by connecting you with the appropriate resources or services. And then it also gives SCPS, and it says it provides confidential, no-cost mental health, counseling, and psychiatric services to Auburn students. It says you can speak with a counselor 24/7, 365 by calling this number, and then it gives you the link. And then also for Title IX and Safe Harbor, it says Auburn University faculty are committed to supporting our students in upholding gender equity laws outlined by Title IX. Please be aware that if you choose to confide in a faculty member regarding an issue of sexual misconduct, dating violence, or stalking, we are obligated to inform the Title IX office, who can assist you with filing a formal complaint, no contact directives, and obtaining supportive measures. And then it gives a link for Title IX. And then also, it gives the names and numbers of both Safe Harbor and SCPS once again, and it says that they're both confidential to students. And then it says that Safe Harbor provides support to students who've experienced sexual or relationship violence by connecting them with academic, medical health, and safety resources. For additional information, this is the website. So, just general consensus. Y'all think that would be good to put on syllabi this year or the upcoming year for students to know about? Okay, awesome. Thank you all very much.
Now we move on to committee reports, starting with academic affairs.
Wonderful Thanksgiving. Listen, I know my sweater game is slacking, but my last name is Rudolph, so Merry Christmas. With that being said, call announcement from great work with our cabinet counterparts in finance. The thought just left me, but basically, we were kind of figuring out how we're going to go about getting more resources around the GRE and the LSAT and the MCAT for students to use. And one thing that Vincent has been working on and he's finally had some success on, the Haley Center has agreed to sell books for the upcoming year at a discounted rate to students, as long as we can get with them and tell them what we want to see within the Haley Center, within the bookstore. So I'm going to try to get with Vincent, and Vincent has been killing the game on this, and kind of see what aid he needs there, maybe an Auburn answers that he's going to publish. So if you see that coming out and you're interested in those materials, please feel free to do your own market research on your own time and fill out that Auburn answers form so we can give the bookstore what they need to help us help ourselves. Great, but that's all from academic affairs. Merry Christmas.
Opening comments.
Criminal business side, not in the report tonight, but I would like to move a couple of future orders to current orders. PSSB 23-11-2701 through 04, please.
Is there a second? All in favor of suspending the rules of order and moving these to a current order, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, please raise your hand and say nay. Okay, those bills will be moved to current orders. Thomas, Code of Laws. Code of Laws.
Hearing at large, not much for us. We're continuing to work on projects related to solutions to traffic downtown, as well as working on putting everybody in syllabi about what professors expect as that is related to students work within that specific class. Working on solutions to the scientific supply store line for next semester, and we'll have code pages coming in the spring.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, hope you all had a good, admin business. I hope you all had a good break, or a good Thanksgiving. Not much for me. I'm still trying to get handicap door buttons and bathrooms inside the student center. It's a work process, but we're working on it. Also keep me updated on doors that don't work around the campus. Just send me a text or send me an email and let me know about those handicap door buttons that don't work on campus. That's all for me. You all have a Merry Christmas.
So at large, actually not much tonight. So health and wellness, we're still looking for a time for the meeting with SEPS. If we don't get that done this semester, it'll be the first thing on our docket for next semester. So we're gonna get that done soon. And then donning the Auburn Family Feast, that went well. Also, we passed that money on Monday, and we had one day for all of those students to sign up. And Tan made it an awesome job, and we got all of that money allocated, and all the international students used that money for that meal. So that's awesome. Let's see. Then the theme for late night at the Edge. So Obby Express won, so that's kind of like pajamas kind of thing. So if y'all want to go to that, it's on December 3rd. They will have a DJ and a 360-degree camera booth. So that's at 10 p.m. this Sunday night. Free food, so it should be a great time. And then one more thing. So I'm gonna move to suspend the rules of order and move PSSC 23. 112701 from a future order to a current order.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of moving this from future order to current order, please raise your hand and say aye. In favor, please raise your hand and say nay. All the future orders will be moved to current orders. Okay, and finally, executive committee.
Alfred at large, not less than me. We are doing involvement hours this week to encourage y'all to do a ball night and all that sort of thing. So go ahead, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next semester.
Thank you. We have liaison report starting with Congress.
So all of our reports have finished our leadership class, and we're all prepared for the next semester. So that was our big thing. And then Honors Congress through our philanthropy committee has raised over 2,000 bucks for they also had over 120 hours of volunteering this semester through 4 events. And Outreach is having a Christmas event tomorrow at 5 p.m. in Library 3041. And then Honors Congress is having a end of the year celebration on Wednesday. So yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you.
BSU. So for BSU, we've had great events this semester, and we're just like wrapping up things for the next semester, and we're preparing for things in January like the MLK breakfast and the 60th integration of Auburn and all the events that will come with that in January. And then in February, we're going to have a lot of events with and some more things like Soul Food Bazaar, jazz and poetry. So next semester I'll have like more updates about that with like themes and stuff. And then OID will be having a Fuel for Finals event this Wednesday at 6 p.m. in the ballroom. So please stop by if you want. There's going to be free food, a DJ. I think we're going to have a 360-degree camera thingy too. So if you're into that. And then over the winter break, OID is taking a group of students to Europe, and they will be visiting Amsterdam, Paris, and London to explore diversity in Europe. So
And next ROTC.
After our ROTC, I don't have much to talk about. Just wanted to say that we had our Operation Iron Rock for working in the room, the ROTC, the rules, and ROTC, working that together for the game. You know, we fought. Let's believe that we won our hearts. It was really fun though. We raised over $25,000 in scholarships and supported a lot of mental health initiatives as well. And dropped over 151 miles to the game day goal. So I just wanted to give some of that good news. So yeah.
I think that concludes reports. We'll move into current orders of business. First current order of business is brought to you by Senator Talley.
The following. Auburn University College of Human Sciences Executive Student Council Constitution. Basically, right now, when you elected to be an SGA Executive Student Council, you are also elected to be automatically the ambassador's president or vice president or senator, which is great, but we have just come to the conclusion that there's a lot to put on someone's plate and that the ambassador should have the choice to elect their own president. So to create those into two separate things: president, senator, VP, and then the ambassador.
Is there a second? Second. It is being seconded. It's debate. If there's no debate, we'll move into a vote on canvas. I can't find it. Module November 27th, 2023. PSSB 23-110601.
I don't think there's a date. I don't think there's a module unless I'm just.
Oh, that's because I didn't publish it. Sorry. Okay, now there should be a module. Okay.
Okay. I'm looking at the copy that I had when it was a previous work. And I didn't have enough time between all the voting to make sure I double checked correctly. But did we say anything when it came over to, did we work out this line too? Or is it that where it reads, College of Human Sciences School Executive Council also provides over the functions of College of Human Sciences Ambassador? Is that in the current version? This is the version that we passed in the future order that we got printed out that day.
Yes, there were no amendments made when it was a future order.
So there needs to be an amendment made in order for the statement not to be contradicting another statement, or am I reading this wrong?
Are you saying that what are you saying? Where is that?
Can we move for like a recess real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for recess.
Let me show you what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second.
Making edits. Recess.
There you go. So in this version, you see this
And
presides over the functions. So I don't know if we changed this version or it's still here. Real engineering, I move to suspend the rules of order and retract the previous vote cast on PSSB, whatever the number of that bill is.
Could you give an explanation for what?
So we need to retract the vote in order to clarify what is already being amended on the bill and add another amendment. By taking away the constitutional or code of laws provisions for the president and the organization to reside over co-SAMs and ambassadors, that makes this statement right here highlighted in blue contradictory to what we have below it. When you use the term presides over, that kind of implies that they still have some sort of ruling over the organization, when it was just implied during the explanation of the bill that they are now going to be two separate organizations. We cannot contradict ourselves there in that statement if we're going to pass the amendment in this bill. So we need to retract that vote, have an amendment done, and if everyone agrees, we will pass, and then we will pass the new version of this, where this is also struck in as well. So neither one of the statements contradict each other.
Are there any questions on the suspension? All right, all in favor of retracting the vote and making the amendment, please raise your hand and say aye. Aye. All not in favor, please raise your hand and say nay. Okay, the vote will be retracted and the amendment will be made. Yes.
I need to move to amend it as well.
Okay, Senator Roth.
Rough engineering, I move to amend the bill by striking out that the College of Human Sciences Schools Executive Council also presides over the functions of the College of Human Sciences ambassadors, CHS ambassadors completely.
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? All in favor of passing this amendment, raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, raise your hand and say nay. Okay, now we'll go into a vote for the bill with the amendment with another raise of hands. All in favor of passing this bill, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Or nay, sorry. Anyone who would like to abstain? Okay, this bill will be passed and we'll move on to the next current order of business brought to you by Senator Laney.
Table this bill, PSSB 111302, until further notice. On further examination of the Code of Laws, there is a line in the code that would prohibit the SGA president from running for another office as they serve on the elections board.
Is there a second for this table? Are there any questions? Okay, all in favor of tabling this bill, please say aye, raise your hand. All in favor, say nay, raise your hand. Okay, next current order of business brought to you by Senator Smith.
Forever.
A carryover request for student government itself. Basically has certain line items, things that are basically that have already been paid for that basically fell in like their own fiscal year, or basically like expenses that like fall in clear periods in like the fiscal year transition. And so this is the current amount. I ask for approval of the following: the carryover total of $6,405.18 for the Student Government Association activity portfolio for the 2023-2024 fiscal year budget.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any debate?
Yes, sir. I have a question. It might not be related. Real off engineering. This is left field, like far left field. Question now. So, when we paid for these stickers, did we pay for the request to have more of them this time than we did for Miss Homecoming? Would they need to be in something like this too? Like, do we have enough stickers? I yield my time.
He has to.
I mean, basically, these are things that are already occurred, correct?
Okay.
And then these are like things that just like need to be picked out.
So another inquiry would be, do we need to have another bill come before the floor to pay for the additional sticker?
Yeah, that'll be like a separate bill, because this is like stuff that's already like in the process, like passed, right?
Yes.
This is for anything before October 1st when the school year ended. Are there any other questions?
Well,
Well, a lot of them.
I don't know where about to do it though.
Any saying more, no more debate, we'll move into a vote.
Did you watch the thing?
I did not.
We're making 3 more votes, so if you haven't submitted your vote, please do so.
Did you vote?
Hopped off the fantasy teams. Yeah, priorities. 12 points right now. Oh, who's getting 2 guys?
Great, the ayes have it, and this bill will be passed. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
Yikes. You need them, not short 12 points. Oh, yeah.
Local business size for approval following the allocation of $2,800 from the program expansion fund to the sub-line item titled supplies and food and beverage under the line item titled Unity Week to the Black Student Unit Governance Student Activity Portfolio. Move pass bills written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any debate? Okay, seeing no more debate, we'll move into a vote. Senator Rowe?
Engineering, the vote number for PSSB 231127-02 is appearing on the canvas as PSSB 23112703. Yes, sir.
The program expansion fund is PSSB 02.
So.
03 is the one that got published.
What? So what is PSSB 23112703 VSU Unity Week Reserve Fund?
That's the next bill.
Right after.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm looking correct. Thank you.
We just did 03.
We did that order.
You're voting on 02. It's
03 was published, but vote on 02 and then we'll vote.
02. It's open.
Okay. Oh. So I just have one.
I test and wrote it. That might wait down the table. That was you.
We had already touched that name. Not that we having like half a dinner. Everybody had to get a haircut.
Oh, that's probably me. I never think that story's right.
Make sure that you voted for BSSB 02, please.
What time did you Yeah, no.
So I kind of wondering if we're supposed to get two shorts on. It's called a sweater.
There's no way, but we already passed it. I've been there when I need to be. Yeah. A couple months ago. I'm trying to remember. Maybe you might have do the because when we did the calculations, the engineering lost us the I see it. I made it too. You said it.
No, like, I don't put up Sanford, did not vote.
Jimmy.
Ayes have it, and the bill will be passed as written. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
Ask for approval the following, the allocation of $4,000 from the reserve fund to the line entitled Community Week students.
Is there any debate? Seeing no debate, we'll move into a vote with hands. All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. All in favor, raise your hand and say nay. But the ayes have it, and this bill will be passed as written. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
Following the allocation further expansion fund to a sub-line item entitled Internal Relations under the line item entitled Community Service to the Black Student Union, the Governance Student Activity Portfolio.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any debate? Okay, seeing no debate, we'll move into a vote on canvas. Vote 04.
She can get excused.
I forgot all that. Perhaps. Yeah, what's your position? What's your position? You can't change that. He's in charge. Yeah. Why can't it be Wednesdays? I don't. Yeah. There's a lot of cases. You just miss every time.
Okay, the ayes have it, and this bill will be passed as written. Next current order of business is brought to you by Senator Cordell.
Cordell at large, I ask for approval of the following. Recognition of our pre-family food drive for 30 great years of work. Whereas since 1994, Auburn University and the Food Bank of East Alabama have united students, faculty, alumni, and community members to help fight food insecurity in East Alabama. And whereas food insecurity is a condition of not having access to sufficient food or food of adequate quality to meet one's basic needs. And whereas 27% of Auburn students, around 1 in every 3 students, and 14% of Alabamians, around 1 in every 7 people in the state of Alabama, suffer daily from food insecurity. And whereas, in an effort to combat the plight of those experiencing food insecurity, Auburn University created the Family Food Drive, an organization that has now worked for 30 incredible years to raise millions of pounds of food in order to directly impact and improve the lives of countless Alabamians. And whereas the long-standing competitive spirit that exists between Auburn University and the University of Alabama has been employed to foster a friendly competition that challenges both universities to fight for something bigger than themselves in a rivalry where nobody loses. And whereas in 2022, through the combined efforts of the Family Food Drive and the University of Alabama's organization, Beat Auburn, Beat Hunger, these universities raised over 1 million pounds of food. And whereas
Beat Bama Food Drive, in its personal endeavor to fight hunger, holds events to promote their cause both on and off Auburn's campus. And whereas this year, BBFD commenced their annual food drive with their signature dunk tank event on campus, and the following week traveled to Montgomery to meet with Governor Kay Ivey as she gave a proclamation of the statewide day titled Beat Bama Food Drive and Beat Auburn Beat Hungry Day. And whereas BBFD's biggest event is their Break the Bank Week, a 5-day push for the drive, which this year included a farmers market in collaboration with BC, a 3-week food tournament, and a volunteer event with the Food Bank of East Alabama. And whereas over this organization's 30-strong year, it has individually raised over 4 million pounds of food, and in collaboration with its competitor, the Auburn Beat Hunger, over 9 million pounds of food have been collected and distributed to fight against food insecurity in Alabama. Therefore, let it be known that we, the Auburn University Student Center, commend Beat Bama Food Drive for the transformative work they have done over the past 3 years in the fight against hunger and poverty in Alabama. CC Charlie Gordon, BBFD Food Advisor, Justin King, President of BBFD, Brad Smith, and Dr. Lee Cox.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now that it's moved in second, is there any debate? Senator.
Rudolph Engineering. Alderman, just an inquiry. Do they still publish Student Affairs, the Student Wellness Report for 28? Do they do one of those every year? So I feel like Auburn geographically and demographically has changed a lot since 2018.
Right.
When you feel confident in the 27% number that's given, saying that 1 in every 3 students here at Auburn University is suffer daily from food insecurity.
Yes, I feel confident because I contacted both the advisor and the president of BBFD, and they both told me 1/3. So I gave the 27%, which is what's from the study from 2018. And then I also said around 1 in every 3 students, because that's the number that I got from both the president and the advisor, and that's who it's going to. So I don't think it's necessary.
Did they get that number from the same study, I guess?
I'm assuming so.
Okay. Is there a reason that we don't publish the study anymore? Not all over?
I'm not sure.
You can yield your time to Jamie. Yield your time to Jamie.
I yield my time to Jamie.
Believe that kind of study that looks at demographics like that, like food insecurity or, their income, things like that, or their family income, that happens very cyclically, almost like on a census kind of cycle. So every 5 to 10 years rather than annually, if that makes sense, because they kind of go by class, if that makes sense. So I think we're due one in the next 3 to 4 years.
Only because where that came from was the woman in the face of it. She doesn't know action. But, there was a study just released like a year or 2 ago where they said, and I'm not quoting directly because I'm paraphrasing when I say this, that the average student from out of state, which is 40-some% of our university, comes from a household that makes upwards of $300,000 and some a year. How would that make them food insecure? That being 49% on average. So that number contradicts that number, but I'm still fine using that number as long as everyone else is.
I was going to motion to end debate. I still motion to end debate.
Second.
Okay, we'll go into a vote then on campus.
I think the where says whereas over this organization's 30 strong years, I think organization should have an apostrophe. Yes, it's just that's no, it's good.
I think in the last line where it says food has been collected and disturbed to fight, I think should be distributed. Just so if we're going off of that.
Wait. Should.
It's disturbed.
Good off and sharing.
I moved. Brad statement. By adding the apostrophe between the N and the S on whereas over the organizations, making it owner 30 strong years. That's the amendment.
All in favor of this amendment, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, please raise your hand. We made Senator.
direct education, I move to amend deserved and the last line to distributed.
Is there a second? All in favor of this amendment, please say aye. All not in favor, please say nay. Is there any other questions, debates, amendments, Senator Inman?
I think that, or in business, I think that it should say just anywhere in there before she just says BBFD, she should kind of say that it stands for BBM Food Drive before she just says like BBFD. Whereas this year BBFD commenced their annual food drive, she's gonna say what.
BBM Food Drive is in the title. Could that be like whatever you think.
Supposed to be on a bracket operator is to show that the meaning means BBMD.
So that people know that that's what BBFD stand, like that's what they're talking about. Yeah, sure, let's move to amend that. That'd be great.
Specifically.
Let's move to amend. Add BBM Food Drive before BBFD, and then put BBFD in parentheses so that you can use it the rest of the.
In which whereas statement?
8.
This teacher after it passes at the same time.
One I'm on?
That one that you're on right there. Yep.
Like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there a second for this amendment?
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Oh, just kidding. Debate, sorry. Senator Rob.
Engineering, and I'm not an English major, I'm actually far from it. Question for anyone who may be. When you are putting the brackets after something to abbreviate what the other name may be, shouldn't it be earlier on when mentioned in the bill for my English majors?
Unfortunately.
I'm gonna have an English major.
Mentioned the first time that it's said.
That's the first time that it's used in the bill, BBFD. That's why I said it.
The very first time it says BBM Food Drive, you're supposed to put it in brackets, BBM.
I move to amend the amendment if I may. And once again, voted on debate. So can we not pass this amendment, please, so we can put it in the right place? Just debate.
So it would technically be 4 if we just take out my amendment that I just did and move it to the 4th one. So it's whereas in an effort to combat the plight of those experiencing food insecurity. Yeah, right there.
You know.
In parentheses.
All in favor of adding in the parentheses BBFT and the fourth whereas statement, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, raise your hand and say nay. Is there any other debate on this combination?
It's supposed to be in the first statement where being bound food drive is mentioned. That's in the front. Whether in the recognitions of being bound food drive. I don't like that. Brackets.
Should be in there.
Yeah. The first time it was mentioned.
Okay, brackets and parentheses, it's gotta be one or the other. Or finish making them.
I'm riding the bill. I like the way it is.
Would you like to move to make an amendment? Are there any other questions or debate? Second last call. Seeing none, we'll move into a vote.
Just a quick point of recognition. I want to thank Jamie for being our recorder. Technician is the proper term today. She's filling in, so.
Say it.
I used to be. It was too boring.
That's what I mean. I literally had to have him up.
I'll smile at him.
Government. Yeah. There's a camera. Thank you so much for sacrificing your time.
Yeah.
If you didn't do that, there's those counts. Hey, we're going. Yeah. You might have not been here.
No, it wasn't something. I was like,
So they did every year they like to do Auburn college, and then it's like, I don't know, like 600 some students, like one center. It's like
by
how many, divided by how many people are in that college.
But please make sure that you submitted your vote.
And then it would be like ratioed, so it would be like 3.8, so they would have 4. Are you sure? Stop it. He's saying right? Hey. What's your major?
The new hospitality building and all that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. No, you just talking to me in that building. Yes. I'm gonna take that class, Jack.
Percentage. It tastes like cheese and
the drinking class.
That you voted before Senate is adjourned.
You didn't, I swear.
Okay. So that concludes our orders of business for tonight. So you all look great in your sweaters, fabulous sweater turnout. I hope you all have happy holidays. Be looking out for the Up All Night email signups and sign up for those to boost your morale during finals week. Good luck on your finals and have a great break. Happy holidays. And this meeting is adjourned.
I was VP, I would end every meeting before. That's it.